Hey guys, I'm Leah Cook. I'm competing with the mower. The neighbor is having some, they're doing yard work. So I will be loud. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'll wait till, I'll get started, but, oh, I see one guy. Hey, my name's Leah Cook with Sandpaper and Wax Design. Thank you for joining me today. Today we are going to go over a cute little gift idea. If you're last minute, don't know what to get somebody, or if you are headed to a holiday party, this is a super cute idea and on a budget. So we are going to make some really pretty Mercury looking glasses, bud vases. I have different styles. So this one was done with Italian silver leaf, no background. This one has a little bit of black in it, so it looks a little more modern too. And then another style, which I have, and I made a little cute little box. How cute is that? To give us, maybe you can add some, put some flowers, little flowers already in it, some lace, and that's a cute little hostess gift for whatever, or if just someone you wanted to get a gift for. And those are done with turquoise, kind of neat, and that's done with copper leaf. Um, hey, Nancy. So glad you could join me. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go over real quick what we need for today. Can you guys hear me? I'm competing with the blower, the lawn people for next door. So, but here we go. I'm going to turn you down. All right. So today we will need, our main star is the Amy Howard's Italian Silverleaf, or the Sterling Silverleaf. All right. We'll need steel wool, some, you guys, I'm like having a brain fart, and some natural cotton, batten cotton, natural. We will need Amy Howard's zinc solution. We will need the mirror solution. And as far as the cleaning stuff, I recommend some isopropyl alcohol to get any oils off your surface. Excuse me. Of course, we will need some size. We're going to use a water-based size today, so we are water gilding on glass. If you want to do a backdrop, you can use Amy Howard's the black, or you could also use, like I used the blue. And we'll do a couple of demos so you can see I did a little bit of both, so you can see. You definitely want to get some spray bottles. These are like 25 cents, 50 cents at Walmart. So here I have a darker solution. Here's a watered down solution. Let's see what else. I like to use the rabbit's hair or whatever to lay down your leaf. Some gloves, especially when you're working with silver leaf. It's very delicate and it picks up oils easy. Today we're going to use to apply the size. We're going to use a sponge to get more of an organic look instead of a full painted coverage. You'll need some little junk brushes, not your good ones that you mind sacrificing. And I like to use a box when I'm gilding, and a gilding brush. Now you can use, instead of the spray paint, you can use, oh, this is the wrong one. You can use the enamel paint on glass. It sticks really well. It doesn't come off, and it gives it a good tooth for your silver leaf to adhere to. And then for sealing, I've sealed a couple of different ways. This one is sealed with a matte sealer, and it's okay. I'm not, when you brush on, you're going to move some of the patina around. So what I really recommend is the Bright Idea. And this was done with the Bright Idea. Look how pretty that is. And this was done with the matte sealer. Do you see how it kind of muted it a little bit and then moved some of that patina around? So I actually really like this one. It stays put. So I recommend Bright Idea, and that's what we're going to go with today. Before we get started, it's really important that you clean your glass. Start with a glass cleaner. I prefer, this stuff is amazing. If you have never used it, so good. So go ahead and we're just gonna really work on cleaning it. You can also wash them in Dawn dish soap if you're not in a rush or in a hurry like I am. But here, really wiping down. And at this point, you can wear gloves. That way we're not just going back over and adding more fingerprints. Once you do that, you're gonna go ahead and take this, your rubbing alcohol, wipe down your surface. Some of that cotton. Wipe down your surface really well. Just making sure we have some good adhesion. Let that dry. It'll air dry pretty quick. And that is going to be your starting surface here. All right. So if you want to have that black background, go ahead and do that first. I used Amy Howard's the black basic black, yeah. And just kind of, I let it sporadically spray all over. And it looked way more like a mercury mirror glass would look like. This one I had done in full coverage, and I ended up having to like come back through and remove some of it. So make it, let it have those spots like that. Let it get all, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So no perfect. All right. But we are going to start with just basic. Start with a big one, because I feel like, you know, we do all these tiny ones and then you're like, what? I can't tell how she did it. So, all right, we're going to start with this big guy. I've already applied size and it's come to tack. And I'll show you how to apply size on this side, and then we'll work with this side. So you want to turn your piece on its side, because the size is going to want to drip all over the place. What you can do is kind of let it get a little stiff, and then you're just going to, just like with milk paint, how you're just kind of going everywhere. You don't want to go in a line. You don't want to, it's, you know, Canada, South America, the thing that Amy does. So like that. And you're going to let that come to tack. So when you do regular water gilding, you would use a gelatin and you would let it run over the glass and you apply it while it's wet. But because we're using this size, Amy's size, this water-based size, it's more of a glue necessarily. So you don't want to put it on soaking wet. And I'll tell you, because I tested it, because I was like, oh, why is it different when you do a gelatin? Well, it's super easy to scratch. It doesn't dry completely. So yeah, you definitely want to let this come to tack before you put on your silver leaf. So we did this side, but we are actually going to work on this side now since we're already there. I recommend you get some gloves when working with silver leaf. And I also recommend you turn off any fans. Use these. Turn off any fans, anything that's going to blow, because one, the stuff is slightly expensive, but remember it's a gift, so don't be cheap there. Now you can use silver leaf, you can use the copper leaf, but we're going to use the sterling silver right now to start. Actually have one open. There we go. And you'll see the difference is much smaller than the normal silver leaf imitation leaf. So you're working with a little bit smaller. Because this piece is so big, my gilding box is sad. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, sacrifice some leaf here, okay? I have a gilder's pad, but because this piece is so big, I really don't need to worry about cutting it. And we're just going to work from the book. Now see how quick and easy it rips and it moves. Lucky for us, this project doesn't require perfection. And unfortunately, it's like 90 degrees today and I have to have the AC on, guys. It's so hot and this front room is so hot. So do you see how much it's moving? The AC is blowing, not good. But we'll just do our best here. Now, go ahead and lay that down. I should be using my, just let that come down. And the reason you don't want fingerprints, because it will transpose onto the leaf, and then you end up with fingerprints all over your leaf, especially when it comes time to patina it. All right. So if I was using this in a perfect world and it wasn't, I usually either use my arm or my forehead where there's natural oil, and it will help me pick up the leaf. Ah, everything is rolling. It will pick up the leaf ever so gently and blow away because I'm under the air. I forgot to turn the air off. Ah, all right, one more time. Yeah, don't do this under the vent. Holy moly. I usually do this in my office. There we go. And you're just gonna lay it down just like that. Perfect. All right, we're gonna keep going. And I'll just do one side so we can go ahead and get started. I'm just laying it down. Now I have done the whole side using that sponge, and it'll smooth out as we, and I'll show you how to smooth that out too. So this is a great gift. You're in a hurry. You want something unique. You want something special, but you know, you got to stay in budget if you've already blown your budget for the holidays. So this is a great way. And you know what? As I've gotten older, I realize how special gifts are that are handmade. So there we go. Sorry, guys. This is not an ideal situation here. All right. I hope you guys are enjoying your cold weather. It is so hot here. It's just flying everywhere. Okay, I'm just going to use my hand. So here we go. Just gently placing it down. I'm going to stand up. Maybe I can block some of that air. All right. Placing it here. And if you want to smooth it out, you can use the cotton. You can use your cheesecloth. Yeah, I remember the word. All right. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started so I can show you. We're going to take normally you want to let this sit for a couple of hours, but for sake of time, we are going to cruise right through, okay? And again, you want that gilding box underneath to keep everything, because you can use this stuff over. So we're just going to gently go over. Good. Okay. Then we will take your steel wool, but we're not going to steel wool because we're on a glass surface. It's super fragile. So you're going to take that cheesecloth and I want you to wrap your steel wool around it like so. Okay. And that's going to get all those rough edges off. So you can see it's getting all the rough edges off. And it is distressing our silver leaf, but it's not tearing it up completely. Okay. Good. Very nice. And then once we do that, we're going to get our solutions together. So what I like to use is I love using these things I go to the thrift store and find these for $2, and they're great for small pieces and small work. So what I will do is put some zinc solution, mix it up. Take off your gloves for this because you don't want to get your gilding gloves messy. And just put a little here. All right, so that is the zinc solution. It's a really bright blue. You don't use zinc solution for the copper leaf. So you use the zinc solution for the copper leaf. You don't use the mirror solution for the copper leaf. So we'll pull this back over. As you see, scooch this out of the way. We are going to use that natural cotton. You can find it on Amazon for a pretty decent price. So in here, we're going to go ahead and just dab it, dab, 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 all on your silver. Now, this does not work for imitation, so you're going to have to use your good stuff, okay? Your authentic metal. All right. And you're gonna let that dry. We'll let that dry for a couple of minutes. Just cool it off. I'm not running any fans, any dryers. Let that cool. So the darker your mirror solution, the darker that patina is going to be. The lighter, therefore the lighter. So it's always better to start with that lighter, hey Tish, and then move to that dark, transition to that darker. Also keep in mind, as you age the metal, it will continue to oxidize and patina and until you seal it. So, you know, I started out earlier yesterday with a much lighter and I let it get darker. I really like a little bit of dark, but don't overdo it because that's how you really can ruin something. And once you do that, it's really hard and you have to start over. So here we go. We're going to start with this lighter solution. And this is about, still a little damp. I'd like it to be a little more dry, but let's see if we can maybe dry it up a little. Just a tiny bit. But how cute would this be as a gift with a really beautiful smelling candle inside of it? And there's so many possibilities. This is just a couple. Okay, and so you're going to just gently spritz all over. And as you can see, it already is starting to patina. Isn't that gorgeous? Love, love, love. And now this is where this is a lot of fun. And you can use your artist brush here for this. Try to get this so it doesn't roll away. And I can show you. You're going to take some of that mirror solution. And I want you to put it into your tray. Make sure you shake it up because this stuff will settle to the top, some of it to the bottom. So make sure you shake up your solutions. And what I like to do is fly speck. So it creates like a watermark. So you go ahead and wet that brush, tap, 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 tap. And I'm doing full strength here. I want it to be nice and dark. You can also come through and be careful because now we're rolling. So you don't want it to go in the wrong direction. So what you can do is you come here and it's controlled where you're going to place it. Maybe around the edges of an opening that you see. So it looks like it's just deteriorated all around that. And just let it go. Okay. We'll move to a separate area. Same thing around those edges. And again, you can fly speck. Now we're going to move into a little bit darker. Shake up your bottle. You know, you can spray upwards or you can spray downwards. Really is whatever you want to do. And let it be messy. You know, the darker, maybe it's more darker on the bottom where people had picked it up. And now we're just going to let that dry. Now, if you feel like it's starting to get too dark and you're not happy with what's happening, quickly, you're going to take some of your cotton and just try to dab it. Dab, dab, dab. Okay. But don't do again in a linear motion. Try to control, turn it, because then otherwise you're double processing. Good. Just like that. So we're going to let this kind of patina up for a little bit. I'm going to show you another one and then we'll come back to this piece. But there, yeah, it's already starting to get nice and dark. I'm going to add a little bit more, a little bit darker in certain spots. All right, and then we're just going to let that one hang out for a minute. Let it. And I typically like to let this sit overnight before I seal them. I want them to get nice and crusty and crunchy looking. So here we have this speckled one where I did with the spray paint. So we're going to take our size. We need our size. And what's nice is you can make a bunch of these at one time. You know, if you have parties you're going to or dinners, and they're pretty quick. It's a pretty quick project, which I like because I feel like the holidays are just pure chaos. Okay. All right. So just like that, I want that really, and maybe we'll do one with a more full coverage so we can see the difference. And let's see, we know that that's going to be an open space. We'll go over the black a little bit more. And there. So, okay, so we're just going to let this dry. Again, if it starts to run, take it on the other side of that sponge and dab it. We don't want running because it's going to show through on your, yeah. So make sure less is more. All right, we're going to do this one real quick too. This one's a copper. So we're going to multitask here. So this one is that blue, which I think is really pretty with the variegated copper. And so here I'm just going over again, super quick. Very nice. All right. And it's good to have a second pair of gloves if you're going back and forth. So I'm going to actually put on these because now my hands are sticky from the glue and I can't get away. So I am going to use gloves here. All right. Let that dry for a second. While that's drying, let's come back over here. Look what's happening. How beautiful is that, guys? Isn't that beautiful? Yay. And if you feel like you have any runs, you can take a little bit of alcohol and kind of dab it. So what you can do, if you don't want that white background, you can also come through and use Amy Howard's black to do the black background. You could do a mirror finish inside of it too. So, but this is what we're looking for. This is what we want. And again, we're going to let this dry. I would let this dry overnight, but because I want you to see, we're going to do it now. So, okay. But look how pretty that is. This is like my favorite. Look at that right there. Isn't that cool? Oh, and how beautiful is a gift like that? Completely done with a beautiful candle inside and a ribbon that says, I love you. I made this just for you. So once that's all good and dry, we want to protect this. So we're going to shake up this bright idea. Anytime you use these lacquers, you need to shake them for a minimum of 1 minute. I'm not kidding. Otherwise, especially when it comes to the top coat, you'll end up with clumps and it's not completely mixed. So make sure you do that. And I want, ready? So we're just going to hit it. Make sure you're wearing a mask, work in a ventilated area, but because I'm teaching you, I cannot do that. So just bear with me. And you're just going to spray back and forth. As you come off of it, let go. Don't stop in the middle. Come back and forth. Nice, even sweeps. Just like so. Nice and easy. What I like about that, there is no streaks. It's not going to mess up where there is any clear spots. You know, I struggled with that using the matte sealer. It just wasn't what I was wanting for that finish. And this will look really pretty and we'll have no issues with that. So, all right, we're going to do the copper and then we'll come back to the other one if we have time. My glue is running. Just want to dab it. Don't dab your size with the cotton batting because you will end up with cotton. So use either a lint-free rag or a workshop cloth to dab. Okay. So here we're going to use our copper leaf, which is actually really cool too. I had this left over from a project and I was like, oh, I should try one of these with some color. And look how pretty that is, right? So again, you don't want to touch it. You don't want to get the oils on your hands or on the leaf. We're just going to lay it down. Oh, the wind stopped. We're just going to lay that down. Nice and easy. Good. And you can also do this with gold leaf. You're not going to use the chemical. You're not going to do a chemical patina. What you're going to do is a patina sealing it. You're going to seal the leaf first, and then you can come over it with Amy Howard's gel stain, actually. Is really nice if you want to patina some of that and do one in gold. There is a product called Bitumen of Judea, which is a chemical, but you know, that's a little bit different, but totally can use Amy Howard's. We're using stuff that's on hand. We don't want to waste money. We're trying to work on a budget. So by doing that, we will use what we have to make beautiful gifts and make things beautiful. All right, so I'm just going to do that side for you all. Typically, again, I would let this sit, and I'm just going to gently brush. There we go. Remember, it's sporadic. And then to distress that, again, we're going to use that steel wool with the cheesecloth over it. Just gently brushing it, a little gently. It's coming right off. And smoothing out those edges, but not really destroying the leaf. It's super delicate on glass when you first put it on. And look how pretty. Just like that. You could even do that and not have to do that. You could just leave it and then seal it. But we're going to patina it. So we're going to use our, again, zinc solution for this one, not the antique solution. All right, take a little dab. And here, just gonna I think this is the right way. I don't know. Sorry guys, I haven't slept much. I might have that backwards. Yikes. All right. Yeah, I told you the wrong thing. We're gonna use the mirror solution. There we go. And that's gonna happen super fast. Again, you could do the same thing with the fly specking. And you can do just certain little areas that you want it to happen. Yeah, so it's the mirror solution, guys. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. This is mirror solution. I couldn't remember. They were just kind of going over certain little areas. And look at that rainbow that it starts to create. Can you guys see that? All right, and here we're gonna go full strength with this mirror solution. I'm so sorry, I got it all mixed up. We're gonna go full strength. There we go. And look, here we go. That is what is happening. Now you're gonna let this go. I want you to let this go for a little bit, and it should start to darken, and it's gonna get a very beautiful rainbow color to it in certain spots where you did it super heavy. Okay, that's copper leaf. Now back, and this is it, guys. Last one. And then we are finished. Super fast little gift. You can buy some crushed flowers to put in there. I think it would make a beautiful little gift. We are out. All right, last one. This is with the black lacquer where I sporadically put it. And we are going to quickly add some leaf to that and distress it. And then you're done, guys. All you have to do is really seal it. You can package them up nicely, make little cute boxes for next to nothing. And it's a really thoughtful gift. Ah. All right. Make sure when you are spraying that your leaf is away, your book is away. Don't spray your book. That happens. All right. And here, we're just going to gently go over, just burnish a tiny bit. This is not like regular gilding. You don't use an agate. So, it's a little more delicate too. So here we're gonna wrap that cheesecloth around. Make sure that it's exposed, and we're just gonna gently brush off that area. There we go, perfect. And then, well, missing a spot, but we'll go back. And then we will do this is where that zinc solution comes in. Dab, dab, dab. Zinc solution. I mean, these gifts are under. You can buy these little bottles. I save them from certain things, or I find them at yard sales. They're really cute, and they make the perfect little bud vases. Once that's done, we're gonna go to that mirror solution. And we're gonna go a little darker this time. We're gonna go really dark on the bottom. And then give it a spray with our lighter spray. And make sure you mark your bottles, or you know what the ratio are. Sometimes I just wanna, and there. It's already started to patina. And we take our brush and come through where we would like it to be a little bit darker. And if it runs, that's okay. If it starts to run, grab that cotton ball. And again, you want to use that natural batten cotton, not regular. It'll stick to it. Good. And just let that dry. Again, seal it with this. You can add them into an adorable little box. Add some little flowers, a little bouquet, mini bouquet of fresh flowers, and that is the perfect hostess gift. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate you joining me, and thank you for watching all through the year. And I hope you learned something fun and exciting. Please share with me your projects that you've done with me. Oh, zinc or mirror. Okay, so when you're doing the copper leaf is not the zinc, it is just the mirror solution. When you are doing the silver leaf, it is both. You're going to do the zinc first, let that dry, and then come back over with the mirror solution. Hope that clarifies it. But thank you. It's just something really cute, and I hope you guys have fun. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. Take care, guys.